What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden, and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we had an NBA Cup game against the Milwaukee Bucks, and unfortunately, we just fall a little bit short. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we lose this game. We lost this game, but to be fair, there was a lot to kind of digest in a game like this. I think out of all the games I've watched, including the loss to the New York Knicks as well, this has got to be the most frustrating game I have seen this season. Let's dive into it in this video, but before we get any further, if you liked the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new. And let me know what you guys think about the Chicago Bulls, their game today, and your player of the game as we lose this one 126 to 110. Of course, an NBA Cup game, so basically the score got ramped up a little bit more than what you would like. I don't think we were deserving of a 16-point loss, but still, this is the NBA Cup. You ramp up the score, you try to get the best percentage. In no way, shape, or form do I have any resentment for the Milwaukee Bucks for that. But I gotta say, out of all the teams that we have played, Milwaukee played us very, very well in this game. I think what was so frustrating is that no matter what we really tried to do, it never really worked out. Defensively, offensively, whatever we tried just simply did not work today. We could not for the life of us stop Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think Giannis had over 40 points in this game. He's been averaging over 30 in total. He had 41 points, 15 rebounds, and 9 assists. Now, he did take a lot of shots, so you can maybe put that as a compliment to the Bulls side. Efficiency-wise, he wasn't amazing, but we couldn't stop him. We couldn't stop anything. If he wanted to pass, he was passing. If he wanted to dunk, he was dunking. If he wanted to get to the line, he was getting to the line. And no matter what we tried, what we throwed, the double teams, the blitzes, the post plays, whether we left him open for three, it didn't matter. He found a way to make an impact against the Chicago Bulls. But that's sort of the norm. Giannis is a terrific player, MVP caliber, one of the best we have seen in the modern generation of basketball. He's a Greek freak for a reason. And you have to respect his game no matter how unorthodox it may be. What really the Bulls should be focusing on is trying to stop everybody else on that team. And unfortunately, this is where the Bulls really did suffer because we didn't really stop much else from anyone, really. So, yeah, Giannis had his 41, but I'm more hurt at the fact that we got Miles Turner dropping 23 points on us. And then we got Rollins dropping 20 points on us. And then we got Kyle Kuzma dropping 11. We got Cole Anthony dropping 11. We got a whole bunch of guys getting around 6 and 7 points like Bobby Portis and AJ Green. That's what I'm more worried about. That's what hurts me the most because you're not going to be able to stop Giannis. There's no one in this league that can, but you can stop the rest of the team. And that is the way to beat Milwaukee. You don't beat Milwaukee by stopping Giannis. Maybe stopping his playmaking, because if guys are not making their shots on their team, 9 assists doesn't happen, right? But your goal is to stop everybody else. And we didn't do that. So not only did we allow Giannis to cook, we allowed everybody else to cook. And that's just a recipe for disaster. The Bulls did their absolute best to try and stay in the game. And there were some points where it felt like they were going to get in the game. I mean, we got Bazelis who had 20 points, Vucevic with 16, Trey Jones with 17, Josh Giddey with 16 and 14 assists, by the way. Guys like Kevin Huerter with 13. So what is that? 6 players in double figures? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players in double figures. And some of them got very close to double figures as well. You know, we tried our best to kind of stay in the game, but they were just the superior team on the night. They know how to stop us offensively. I mean, I feel like there were a lot of guys in that fourth quarter that just didn't show up to the table like we normally see. I mean, if you're looking based on the overviews and who scored what, the Bucks outscored us in the fourth quarter by 11 points. That's a big difference, ladies and gentlemen. And they outscored us pretty comfortably not pretty comfortably. They outscored us in the second and third quarters of the game. So that's kind of where the game was won and lost. They had a lot more firing power. Their teammates got more involved than ours did, and that is what our weapon kind of is. It's the fact that everybody gets involved, and we just didn't have a response to anything they could provide. Even the free throw line is something that we can look at in this situation. They got to the line. It feels like for the entire game, that's what it felt like. I don't know what the stats show, but I can almost guarantee they had more free throws than us. And if they didn't, at least it's what it felt like. That's all I could really say on that situation. I really only watched purely the second half of the game. I didn't really watch much of the first half because I was busy, but I watched mainly the second half of the game, and I just felt so frustrated. It felt like no matter what we did, how much we climbed back, the Bucks managed the game out tremendously well. it's a sign of a good team. And I said it with the Knicks, and I'll say it with the Bucks. We can learn from the Milwaukee Bucks. That's the goal here. Yeah, we're first in the East still, if I'm not mistaken. Our second loss of the season. We've had a tremendous start. There's a lot of positivity. There's a lot of things we do right. And even in this game, there were things that we did right. And we're always in a game, which is fantastic to see. We haven't got blown out yet. We haven't got smacked in the face or punched in the mouth. And we kind of took it and accepted it. We've always fought back in these games. The issue is, when you think of other teams that you probably expect overall to be better than us, that's how we need to learn from them. So we need to learn, how to stop everybody around Giannis, but we also can learn about how to manage a game the way the Bucks did, because they did tremendously well in managing this game out, and that is something we can take from them. I give all respect to Milwaukee. I think they easily played as the best out of any team that we faced. Even in the games that we've won, the games that we've lost, I think Milwaukee has just played us the best. Even in preseason, they played us really, really well. You got to give credit to them. You got to give credit to the way they went about it, and they took the NBA Cup game seriously, and they walked away victorious. The Bulls now need to re-prepare, refocus, reevaluate their situation, try to learn from what took place in Milwaukee. Maybe Billy Donovan needs to try and adjust certain things as well. And we move on to that next game. I think our next game is against Cleveland and then San Antonio, if I'm not mistaken. Those are two very difficult games. But we can still walk out of this week very positively. We can't dwell on a loss. We beat Philly. Fantastic. We lost to Milwaukee. Unlucky. Well, not even unlucky. Unfortunate. Bad luck. On to the next one. And you got to refocus on that. That's what good teams do. Can't dwell on a loss like this. Can't think this loss exposes us. We need to focus on the next one. With that being said, my player of the game is a bit difficult to give. I mean, Matas Bazelis had a very good game. Josh Giddey, 14 assists, I think is a tremendous outing. But you also got to really consider with him, he didn't score much in the second half of this game. And we really needed that sort of scoring from him, and he just didn't provide it. But then guys like Nikola Vucevic did kind of provide it in the fourth quarter and whatnot. I'm still going to give it to Josh Giddey because I think 16 points and 14 assists is just an unbelievable stat line. And even if he wasn't directly involved in the scoring, he was involved in the facilitating, and I think that is just something to be positive about. Let's see what we do against Cleveland or the Spurs. I don't actually know which one's first. I think it's Cleveland. Let's see what we do against Cleveland. If we can beat Cleveland, I think this is a tremendous week for us. And that's where we're at. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to drop a like, follow, and or subscribe if you are new. I will see you guys for the next game reaction. And I think it's a back-to-back. So we play tomorrow. So we gotta gear up for that. We gotta be mentally, physically prepared for what's to come. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care, and peace.